Ayan. Kumusta, Renz?
I'm okay, ate. How are you guys?
Yes, yes, yes. So, sorry everyone. Sorry for schedule mix up here. Okay, great. So, we want to welcome we're excited to welcome Renz Kinsai to our meeting this evening. Good evening to all. How are you, Renz?
I'm good, ate. Again,
Okay,
thank you for
good,
having
good.
me. Thank you so
No
much.
problem. Oh, yes. Well, thank you. Thank you for allowing us to, share your knowledge and so forth, right? So I wanted to inform everyone that Renz is, doing very well in his business, especially this year. He's reached the executive vice president level in our company, has achieved remarkable success in his career, right? Rance, congratulations.
Thank you po.
And just to give you a list of some of his achievements, Agency Builder Champion was one of the rewards that he received during our last convention. Personal Production was another, and Shamrock 200,000 ring earner. Wow, amazing, amazing achievements. He's currently also in our Great Way leaderboard, top producer category and NBA builder category, Alberta year to date. Yeah, and he placing him in the top 10, both in both categories. And the exciting part that Jonathan is saying, I think, yeah, he was a qualifier for the Los Cabos, Mexico, right, Renz?
Yes po,
Amazing.
yes.
Yes, right. And then Jonathan was asking earlier if you guys are in Europe right now or somewhere, or is that just a
Oh,
late post?
yeah, it was just a late post.
So, okay, there we go. Because I think Jonathan was asking earlier. Yes, yes. And lastly, I just wanted to mention that at the convention, he shared a powerful story of a client who secured a policy just 1 month before unexpected accident, right? And resulting in a $500,000 payout. And I saw a post that equaled to about 28 million pesos, right, Renz? And I think it was deposited to a Philippines bank.
Yes.
So, yes, I think, was that your first claim, Renz?
Yes, ate. It's
Oh,
actually my
wow.
first claim. And yeah, it's like what is it? Like what not once in a lifetime, but it's really a like a full-blown experience kind of thing, because
Wow.
I was able to really help the family of my client. So yeah.
Yes, and as well, it was just a brand new policy, wasn't it? It was just
Yeah.
taken a month before.
Yeah, it's
So,
a 1 month policy, yeah.
yes, yeah. So maybe Renz can talk about that a little bit later. So,
Hmm.
Ren's achievements are a true reminder of what we do matters, right? Giving families peace of mind and protection when life is not is most uncertain. So please join me in a warm welcome to EVP, Executive Vice President Ren Skinsai. Welcome.
All right. Well, thank you so much, SVP
Someone.
Ate Josephine. Yeah, first of all, I want to say thank you for having me here. Hopefully, I'll be able to add value to your business tonight. But yeah, I mean, all of the achievements that I was able to get, Ate Josephine was mentioning a while ago. I think it was the result of me deciding to really fully commit in the business, right? Because
Mhm.
just to share you guys my background, when I joined Great Way 2019, I used to work multiple jobs. I'm pretty sure you guys in one way, shape, or form, you also did that, right? I don't know if you are still working multiple jobs right now, or if you guys are full time already. But I think my turning point happened when I decided to really fully commit. And that happened 3 months after I got my license. So yeah, it was a bold decision. And of course, my family is not a fan of that, especially if this in this kind of industry where if it's a commission-based job, then most likely a lot of people will not, will not take it as a good decision, right? To really fully commit. But what my mindset back then was every time I attend meetings, every time I meet successful advisors, I always look for a common denominator, right? And what I found was all of them are doing this full time. And so it was ingrained to me during the earlier months of me doing the business. If I really want to be like them, I need to do something that they're doing. And that is really fully committing, right? And that's when I decided to really fully commit. And then, yeah, after I decided to quit all my jobs and focus way full time, just 3 months in the business, that's when everything started to shift. I was able to really focus on the business. I was able to learn the business. I was able to surround myself with amazing leaders. And that's when I started to be productive. I started to get these amazing results. And yeah, I think it was less than 2 years in the business. I got my first leadership promotion, which is SVP. That was 2021. And then after that, I just continuously receive amazing opportunities. Like I was able to travel the world. I was able to protect more people. I was able to learn from different advisors. I was always in the leaderboard top production, especially in our region. And yeah, the reason why I was able to do that is because of the time I put in the business, right? But of course, I'm not asking you guys to really do this full time and quit all your jobs right away because it will come to you. You will feel that need for you to really commit. But what I'm saying though is if you really want to achieve great results in the business, you really have to put in time and effort, right? Whether you're working multiple jobs, as long as you make sure you're putting time in the business at least once a week, then you're not losing that momentum, right? Instead of, you know, um, completely relying on your other job. Because a lot of people, the reason why I feel like they're stuck is because they have that mindset of okay, I'm just gonna depend on my job, my income job, or the income from my job, right? Even if I don't get clients this month, that's okay because I still have income from McDonald's anyway, right? So instead of shifting your mindset into that perspective, try to make it in a way that your life depends on great way also, right? So don't think that okay, if I don't have client right now, it's okay because I have my other job anyway that can give me income, right? So if you shift your mindset to saying, I have to do this at least once a week, I need to settle one policy at least once a week, then you will see a big difference, right? So it'll start on how much time you're gonna put in the business, right? And so yeah, that's just what I did. The key though, in order for you to really not um what is it, not lose the momentum, is to make sure you're always finding ways to book an appointment, right? Because whether you're always in the meeting every week, whether you're always in the office every week, if you're not finding ways to book an appointment, you're not gonna grow your business. Because to tell you honestly, in our business, no appointment means no business, right? Because the awards that you're gonna get, the income you're gonna get, is based on how much appointments you make, right? And if there's one thing that you really need to master, is you need to master how to book an appointment, right? And especially now, we have tons of ways to book an appointment, whether it's your existing client, policy review, cold market, warm market, right? Follow up with your clients. Those are things that can give you appointments, right? So if you're making ways, or if you're finding ways to book an appointment at least once a week, if you're doing this just a part time, then I'm pretty sure you're gonna get appointments, right? Because you have to remember, in our business, it's really like a funnel. What is it? Look at it as a funnel, right? Because the more appointments you make, the more people you talk to, the more recruits you have, the more chance you're gonna filter out the quality seeds, right, in our business, right? So if you're only looking for a client whenever you feel like it, then obviously it's not going to work like that, right? So you have to book as many appointments as you can because those appointments cannot guarantee you a settled policy, right? But it can make you productive. It can make you master the approach. It can make you master your closing or improve your closing ratio, right? But you're not going to be able to do that if you don't have an appointment, right? So yeah, like I said, that's really the key. You want to make sure every day you're busy. If you're working other jobs, again, find time to put great weight within a week, right? Because if you do that, you're not going to lose the momentum, and you'll be surprised if you do it as part of your routine. You'll be surprised you're going to grow your numbers. You're going to be more productive, and you're going to grow yourself in the business as well. So yeah. So yeah, every time people ask me, What do you do? How come you're consistent? How do you get so productive? How do you get these amazing results?" The answer is just appointments. And that's it. I can't find any other secrets. Because every promotion, every results you have is based on how much appointments you make,
Yeah.
right? And so whether you just started, whether you're just newly licensed, or you've been in the business for quite a while now, you really still need to master your appointment, your way on how to book an appointment, right? If you're starting now, or if you've been doing this business for quite some time and you're not doing cold market yet, that's something that I suggest you to do, right? Because most of my clients right now are from cold market and
Mhm.
referrals, right? Because obviously, if you're doing this business for quite some time, you're gonna basically exhaust your warm markets already.
Yeah.
And so, if you're not finding ways to widen your network, and one of them is cold market, then you're obviously gonna run out with appointments, right? And so, what I did, I think I was 2 years in the business when I started to really master cold market. That's when I really saw what is it? An increase on my result, right? Because I'm no longer focusing on my warm market. I'm expanding my network, and that is through cold market, right? Because the thing about cold market, I always say this, is that it's pretty much like a playing field for us advisors, right? Because no one will judge you, even if you approach a client weirdly or awkwardly, right? They're not gonna judge you because it's just between you and the person, right? So even if you approach them the wrong way, even if you stutter while you're talking to them, no one's gonna judge you. They're not gonna report you to Tito Marlon, right? So use cold market approach as an advantage for you to really improve yourself and grow yourself. Because in terms of cold market, it takes knowledge and confidence, right? And if you're in the business for quite a while now, I'm pretty sure you have that knowledge already. The confidence, you'll be able to grow your confidence if you do it more often, right? At first, obviously, you're not gonna feel confident about how you approach them, but the more you do it, the more you'll be able to get used to the feeling of asking or talking to strangers and getting their phone numbers, and the more it'll come naturally to you, right? So yeah, so if again, that is if you're running out of leads or appointments, maybe you're doing the same thing all over. You're doing the same thing every day, right? Like you're talking to your friends, right? Why not do something that you've never done before, right? And that is cold market, because I'm pretty sure that is where a lot of people um, are struggling in terms of their getting out of their comfort zone. They feel like cold market is what is it? Is something that they cannot do. But I'm telling you, you'll be surprised if you do this every day. You're not only going to improve yourself, but at the same time, you're going to get amazing results. Because if you're doing cold market every day you go out, you're getting at least three phone numbers every day. That phone numbers that you'll get in a week will give you an appointment for sure, right? And that is only on top of your 521, on top of your policy review, on top of your existing clients, right? So again, these are all ways to book an appointment, right? So pretty much what I'm trying to say is when you do your routine in Great Way, it should always include ways to book an appointment, not just focusing on attending meetings or not just focusing on watching videos or anything. You have to put in the work, and finding clients is putting the work, right? Because once you have more appointments lined up, you'll get a guaranteed closed application, you'll get a guaranteed settled policies, and that'll grow your number and that'll achieve your goals, right? So yeah, so that's pretty much, I think that pretty much sum up my um what is it, my strategy in terms of how I got those results. But yeah, because since I'm doing this full time, I have all the rest of the time to just look for appointments every day, right? Rather than just finding appointments whenever I feel like it. Because if you do it like that, then obviously you're not gonna see a result right away. Right. So yeah. Um Question. I feel like
Yeah,
I
that's
talk too much.
no, no, no. That's good.
Renz, actually,
Yes, Bob.
I prepared 20 questions for you, so you can answer this
Sure.
one. So some of them you already answered, and if you feel that you want to expand a little bit, just expand it. Okay. Are you ready for 20 quick question?
Bring it on.
So the first question is, some of them, like I said, you already answered. How did you transition from employment to becoming a full-time gateway agent, and what fear did you have to overcome? First, what is the three job? You said you have three jobs, full-time job. What are those?
Yeah, so I used to work at Tim Hortons, A&W, and I also work as a screening officer at the airport. So yeah.
Oh.
So three jobs at the same time. But what made me really decide to really fully commit is when I got my first paycheck. So I was working at the airport when I got my first paycheck in Great Way. I remember it was $6,000, right?
Wow.
Ah.
And the moment I got that letter, I filed the resignation right away, like right there and then. Because my mindset back then was, if I'm gonna do this full time, and even if I only have one client in a month, that's pretty much my full-time job income, right?
Yeah.
And I'm doing my calculation back then. I have 30 days in 1 month. I have 30 days in 1 month to look for at least just one client, just for me to pay all my bills and expenses every month. So imagine, I'm pretty sure in 1 month, you're gonna find at least one client, right? So that was my mindset back then. Okay, I'm gonna fully commit. I'm gonna do this full time, but I have to make sure that at least I get one client in a month. But obviously, if you're gonna do this full time, you're not just gonna get one client in a month. You're gonna get more,
Mhm.
right? And that's where I started to get more income, get more commission, and that's the time I really enjoyed it. You know, because at
Mm.
first my goal is to just get one client, which is very doable. I'm telling you, if you're gonna do this, even now, like, challenge yourself. I'm telling you, if you're not ready to fully commit, make sure to get at least one client in a month. If you can do that, then you can quit all your jobs right away. Because I'm pretty sure you guys can do one client a month, right? I'm pretty sure you guys can do one client a month. So what's stopping you in doing more, right? Because if you don't have any other job, you have more time to find clients, you have more time to talk to people, you have more chances of getting an appointment, you have more chances of earning income. So what's stopping you, right? But again, I'm not telling you guys to quit right now, but I'm just showing you that it's possible because I did it, right? My 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 mindset back then was I only need one client, but now I'm getting more, right? Because I fully committed. So yeah, so that's really there's no fear. I'd say I didn't have what is it, like, doubts in myself because I'm doing the calculation. 30 days, it's impossible for me to not at least get one client, right? And one client, average commission is 3,000. Even if it's 2,500, that's more than my full-time job income combined, right? So yeah,
Yeah.
that's the deciding factor. Like, I just have to at least get one client in a month, and then I'm good, right? So yeah, that's why it's not hard for me to really decide if I'm gonna do this or not. When I saw my first paycheck, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this full time. That's it. Yeah.
And
Okay,
what
second
year was that,
question.
Renz?
So
Well,
second question is, oh, okay, do you have a question, Josephine?
No, I was just wondering what year was that when you transitioned to full-time?
that because I got my license December of 2019. So 3 months after, I quit all my job right now. After so December, January, March. I think it was March because that's
March
the
12, okay.
2020 March of 2020. Yeah.
Okay, no problem. Thanks.
So how did you prepare financially and mentally before going full time, and what advice would you give to others planning the same or
hmm
copy you?
Yeah, I think I mentioned it already. Actually, I didn't have to prepare anything in terms of my finances as well because my mindset was I only need one client in a month,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And that's what I did. I have 30 days to look for one client, which is very doable because I'm fully committed. So I have the rest of the time to learn from my leaders, to learn from successful advisors, how to get clients, where to get them, what are the right approach, how to effectively close a presentation, how to settle a policy. So yeah, I just maximized my time in learning from amazing leaders, and I applied it in my business. And that's the reason why I never ran out of clients ever since, right? Because of that, and at the same time, if you think that your life depends on Greatway, which obviously back then it actually depends on Greatway, there's a different what is it? Motivation, right? That's a what is it? How do I say it? It's different if you think that your life depends on Greatway. Because if you don't get an appointment, you're not going to pay off your bills. So there's a different um how do you say it? Like I'm more hungry in terms of getting clients, right? Instead of just okay, if it's okay if I don't have clients, at least I have my job from Costco or income from Costco anyway. Right? Because that's different. If your life depends on your income in a great way, you're gonna be more driven, you're gonna be more focused compared to just doing this part-time. And so that's the reason why I didn't struggle actually, right? Because at least if I have one client already in 1 month, that I'm good, right? Like I don't even try to get more. But since it gives me this satisfaction that I was able to help people, I was able to earn money at the same time, it keeps me, motivated to get more clients. And that's why I didn't just stuck in just getting one client in a month. I was able to get more, right? And that's the reason why I was able to really grow in the business in just a small amount of time because of the time I put in the business. So yeah.
Okay, thank you. Who were your biggest mentor in Great Way, and what lessons from them shape your success?
Yeah, it would definitely be my AJAs, my EVCs, Kuya Marlo and Ate Prel, because yeah, they were there when I needed someone to really help and train me because they know that I fully committed right away. I was one of their advisors who did this full time. And so, um, I mean, EVC Square Malo and Antipel are doing great in the business, right? And so learning from one of the best can really help you um, duplicate what they're doing, right? And I feel like I was able to do that as well because of their mentorship. So yeah, I focus on asking my AJAs. And yeah, and then they introduced me to different leaders as well in the city. We also have amazing leaders here in Madison Hat, in Calgary, and yeah, that's why I was able to really learn from them. And the reason why I was able to learn from them is because this is my full-time job, right? So I have no choice but to learn from them instead of just keeping it to myself. So yeah.
So, thank you. How do you keep your team active, motivated, and duplicating your result?
hmm Yeah, so the thing about building though is I always say this to everyone, they have to want it, right? Because we as the leaders, we can only do so much, right?
Yeah.
Even if we say "Hey, you have to attend this meeting, you have to do this, at the end of the day, they have to do that. They have to want that, right? Because you're just gonna get exhausted if you depend on your team, right? That's why the best way for you to find um, a willing advisor is if you recruit more. Because again, the funnel concept, the more recruits you have, the more you'll be able to filter out your good seeds, right? Instead of just getting one recruit. Then if that recruit turns out to be a bad seed or someone who's not really willing to put in the work, then you're just going to be frustrated, right? But if you have plenty of recruits you can train, right? You know where to put your time and energy to that specific advisor, then you'll be able to really see them grow and to really help them grow as well. So yeah, so I always, because recruiting is, I mean, yes, you can recruit, but the thing is, can you really help them stay?
Yeah.
And the ones who are gonna stay are the ones who's willing. And like I've said, we can only do so much if even if we give them everything, if they're not at the end of the day, if they're not willing, they're not gonna stay. So yeah, you can just be frustrated if you just focus on the ones who's not willing. So the best way is to recruit more. Now you'll be able to really find out who's willing. So yeah.
Thank you. What's your next milestone beyond EVP and what specific daily action are you taking to get there?
Mhm. Yeah, obviously my next goal is to become EVC, right? EVC, of course, is a combination of income and leaders. So you have to have at least 7 SVPs. So that's what I'm eyeing for right now. I'm trying to grow my team more. I'm trying to get them promoted. Actually, I have 1 SVP already, and I have 2 upcoming, hopefully this year. So it'll be my 3. So yeah, so I think action plan, just keep on booking an appointment, just keep on recruiting because again, the promotion you'll get in Grade 3 depends on how many appointments you make, right? Because your recruits, your leaders that you're gonna build comes from an appointment. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing. I'm trying to really be consistent in booking an appointment because if you're doing this full time for quite a while now, it just becomes a routine, right? Like every day when I wake up, I already know what I'm gonna do. Um, and I'm loving it, because I feel like it's not even like a work, because it just became my routine. So yeah, I'm just trying to really expand more and grow more my team because that's the way I'll be able to get more to get to the next level. So yeah.
Okay, thank you. What is your deepest why? The reason that makes you emotional but drives you every single day.
Mhm. Yeah, that's a good question because why changes over time. I don't have like a fixed why because when I decided to join Greyway, my why is just for me to travel. And now I was obviously I can afford to travel already, right? So yeah, your why will change over time. It doesn't matter though, because as long as you have at least one why, that can help you navigate in the business. But now more than ever, I feel like my why is, especially now that I was able to really see the possibility of securing someone else's future because of the death claim that I was able to experience, that strengthens my why. Like I want to really help more people and I want people to really see the value of what we do. Right. And yeah, that really that claim really helped me understand our business deeper, right? And I was able to really see the value of what we do. So yeah, that's pretty much my why right now.
Thank you. Walk us through your typical workday from morning routine to your closing habit at night.
Mhm. So yeah, so every day when I wake up, I just check my calendar. I check what are my appointments gonna look like, and then usually in the morning, I can still squeeze in some time to go to the gym, and then after that, usually afternoon is when I do my paperworks and my appointments. But it changes over time. Sometimes I have a morning appointment, so I do my appointments in the morning, and then afternoon I go to gym. But yeah, it's just a routine. I always check my calendars prior. Because the thing about me as well is that I always check my calendar because my goal is to at least settle one policy in a month, in one week. So if I check my calendar and I don't have a sure settled policy, then I get anxious already, right? And I have that urgency that, oh, I don't have a sure policy this week yet. So that's where I really get anxious and really find ways to book an appointment. So if you have that target, and if you check your calendar, and if you think that you're not going to be able to achieve them, you have to have that urgency, or you have to have that sense of what's the word? Like really have to find a way to make it happen, right? Because if you're just gonna look at your calendar and look at it and notice that you don't have any appointments, and you feel like, oh, it's okay, I don't have appointments this week, I'll try to find appointments next week. No. It should not be it's like a non-negotiable. Every week you have to make sure you're settling policy. Because if you have that goal, then imagine you have at least four settled policy in a week, right? And if you're doing that, you'll be surprised. You're gonna grow your numbers. You're always gonna be in the leaderboard. You're always gonna be qualifying for these contests because of that target, right? So, like for example, for the following week, I already know my schedule, and I already know if I'm gonna have a sure settled policy. If I don't have any sure policy yet, then that's the time I'm gonna get anxious and get more focus on booking more appointment, policy delivery, or policy review, cold market, right? Anything that can help me land a settled policy. So yeah, so that's pretty much my routine. It always involves me making sure that I have a settled policy every week. So yeah.
Thank you. What top three daily habits keep you performing at your highest level?
Who? First of all, you have to be organized in terms of your schedule, your everything, your schedule, your work area. Because for me, that gives me, what is it? It gives me it makes me more effective. If I'm organized in my stuff, right? Next is I always plan ahead. I always want to check my calendar ahead of time. That way I'll be able to plan if I have to book more, or I have to really make sure to find a settled policy. And lastly is, yeah, just having that positive outlook in life, general general outlook in life. Because if you're happy, if you have that positivity in your life, or in your daily life, then it'll give you more energy to really find time to be productive in the business. So yeah, so those are the three things.
Thank you. How do you stay disciplined when you feel tired, distracted, or unmotivated?
Mhm. Well, to be honest, I don't feel distracted um or demotivated or anything, because I feel like it just became my routine that every day I have to do this. And so even if I get distracted or anything, it doesn't bother me anymore. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I'm on the stage in my career where I already know how to how to work with my business. You know what I mean? Like, um I already know the in and outs of this business. And so since it's already part of my routine, I got used to it already, that I don't get um I don't get discouraged if a client cancels a policy or cancel the meeting or an appointment. You know what I mean? So it's like I already built that mindset, you know, and so it never bothered me anymore. So yeah.
Thank you. What tools or system help you stay consistent and organized?
Mhm. Yeah, I have monitoring forms for everything. I have monitoring forms for my students. I have my income monitoring. I have my client monitoring forms as well. Because again, in the business, in order for you to really um, be productive, you should have to be organized. So in terms of all monitoring forms, I have that one. I also have monitoring for my students, that I can track their progress in terms of their module certifications and their 5 presentations and all that. So yeah, all of the system that I'm using right now are the ones that I created myself, right? So I I had my own, I created my own template, even for income monitoring, wherein you'll be able to know if how many more income you need in order for you to reach the 200,000 12-month rolling or 100,000 12-month rolling. And that is also something that I gave my advisors. That way they'll be able to really monitor their income as well. Because yeah, I mean, I always tell them you have to be organized. You have to have at least you have to have a system that you follow, whether it's your own monitoring or from Greatway, but something that you can see your results right away. So yeah, so I think that's one of the best way to stay organized in the business. And of course, now we have CRM. So I'm maximizing the CRM, right? Like every day if you have a new product, if you have a new product, I always use CRM to inform my existing clients, right? I also get referrals from CRM, and that's a good way to really build that relationship with your client, even if you sold them the policy, at least you still have ways to connect with them during their birthday, holidays, and all that. So yeah, just maximizing um, the system that we have from Greatway, and at the same time creating your own based on how you're going to be able to really be productive in your business. So yeah.
Question. Can I ask a question?
Yes, yes.
Yes, Bob.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. It seems like you're an expert with cold marketing, right? So how do you set the tone when you
Mhm.
first present yourself? How do you set the tone to prevent the prospect that you are selling them insurance?
Yes. So one thing that you need to understand or remember in terms of cold market, when you approach a cold market, you have to sell the business, not the product, right? Because it's easier for you to get an appointment to someone if you're giving them an opportunity to earn money instead of giving
Okay.
them something that they have to pay, right? Because first of all, they don't trust you. So if you're gonna approach them and say, "Hey, I'm selling this," or "Do you want to buy this?" Obviously, they're gonna say no. But if you approach them and say, "Hey, I have an opportunity for you that you can make
Oh, it's the
money."
opportunity.
Yes. So remember, when you do cold market, sell the business, not the product, because that's where you're gonna get an appointment with your client. So yeah, in
Yeah.
terms of cold market, I am very straightforward. So contrary to our training that you have to build relationship, for me personally, I don't build relationship. I build relationship once they become my client, or once they
Mm,
become my recruit. Because you want to make
Interesting.
sure you want to make sure you're smart on where you put your time. Because I heard a lot of advisors saying, "Oh, I built relationship for this client. We were talking for a few months, and then when I asked them about the product, they said no." So you're
yes.
pretty much you pretty much wasted your
Yeah,
time, right?
exactly.
Instead of just putting that 3 months of your time to finding someone who's willing, then it'll be
Yeah.
more effective than putting your time to someone who doesn't have was not willing. Because I mean, to be honest, when you approach someone, even on Facebook, if when you once you message someone from Facebook, they know your intentions right away, right? They know. For example, you add someone on Facebook, they're gonna check your profile. They're gonna see that you work as a financial advisor. And at the back of their head, they already know that, oh, this person added me on Facebook because he wants to recruit me, right? So uh what I do is I ask them straightforward. I ask them right away. That way, if they said no, then I can cut it right away, and then I can move on and focus on another one who's willing, instead of prolonging the agony.
Yes, yes,
You
yes,
know what I mean? Before you
yes,
even pop the question. So
yes.
yeah. Now, in terms of cold market approach, because I normally do cold market in person instead of online. So every time I go out, I just ask them right away. So I approach someone, and I say, "Hey, this is so random, but can I ask you a question? Are you by chance looking for a side hustle or extra job?" And more likely they'll say, "Yeah, yeah, I'm actually interested," or "Yeah, I'm actually considering one. What do you got for me?" Right? And then when they ask you that, just tell them, "If you want, I can get your number, and then we can set up a Zoom call, or we can meet up so I can explain all the details to you, and then you can decide from there." And then right away you'll be surprised they're gonna give you your number. And then once you get their number, just tell them, "Okay, sure, I'm gonna call you," and then we'll go from there. and then just leave. See, I didn't even build relationship. I didn't even say, hey, how long have you been here in Canada? Are you a Filipino? No. I asked them right away, hey, are you by chance looking for a side hustle? And if they say yes, cool.
Mhm.
Let me get your number, and then we can set up a Zoom call, right? So imagine if you're gonna do that approach, at the end of the day, you'll get 5 phone numbers. I'm telling you, out of those 5 numbers, at least one of them will reply. I'm not telling you that all of them will reply, but the more numbers you have, the more chance you're gonna get someone to reply, the more chance
Mhm.
you're gonna get someone to book an appointment with, right? Because imagine if you're doing five or three phone numbers in a day, that's pretty much 15 phone numbers in a week, or
Mhm.
20, 25, right? Out of that 25 phone numbers, I'm pretty sure you're gonna get at least 5 people to book an appointment with you. And that appointment can lead into a closed presentation, or if not, a
Mhm.
recruit, right? So again, that's finding ways to book an appointment. You're not just relying on your warm market, you're going out, you're
Mhm.
actually going out, right? Again, if you do this, of course, you're not going to be good at it on the first attempts. Cold market is it's going to be more effective if you do it consistently. It's not going to be effective if you're only going to do it whenever you feel like it, right?
Mhm.
Because the more people you talk to, the more you'll be able to grow your approach, grow yourself, grow your confidence. The more you'll be able to really book an appointment. Because most of my appointments right now are from cold market and referrals, people that I don't know, right?
Ren,
So
quick
yeah.
question about, so when you schedule them with an appointment, over
Mhm.
Zoom, so how do you go about your discussion, or
Mhm.
what sort of presentation do you show? Any of the Great Way
Yes.
presentation, or
Mhm. Yeah. So we
Hmm.
still do the APCR. Recruiting part, or the approach is just for them to uh get extra income. But when you meet up with them to the appointment, you're still gonna do the Great Way presentation. So the way you transition is, for example, you're there already, right? So yeah, thank you for meeting with me today. Remember, I asked you about the job, right? But before I show you the job, I want to show you what we do first. That way you have an idea of what's the job gonna look like, right? And that's where you're gonna do the greater presentation. Because obviously before they know the business, they have to know the products that we offer first. And that's why you're still gonna do the product. Because if you do it that way, you'll be surprised even if you don't get them to sign up for the business, you'll be surprised they're gonna sign up with the plan, with the product. So that's a close presentation and settled policy for you. Yes, you weren't able to recruit them, but you were able to settle a policy. And that settled policy can give you referrals, because if the business is something that they didn't wanna do, then you can just tell them, if you're not okay with the business, maybe you know someone who's interested, then I can give you a referral fee if you give me someone. So see, you weren't able to recruit them, but you were able to sell them a policy, and you were able to ask them for a referral. So yeah, and that all started by just asking their phone number. That's it.
so Ren,
Right.
you're active in the social media, is that right? What percentage of your from in the cold market
Mhm.
comes from
Social media.
social media?
Actually, I'm not big in social media. I do cold market in person.
In person, okay. And where do you
Yeah.
go most of the time for the cold market?
Anywhere, like gasoline station, mall, supermarket, Canadian Tire. Right. Every day I go out, like even in Walmart, like
Intentionally, right? Intentionally.
intentionally, yeah. So every day I always make sure,
Mm.
obviously, if you're doing cold market, you want to make sure you dress up nicely, right? You smell nice. So you have to plan ahead. You have to make sure that, okay, today is the day where I'm gonna go out and find people, right? And yeah, so every day just go to Walmart. After that, go to Canadian Tire. After that, go to Winners. Yeah, you'll be surprised you're gonna get tons of phone numbers, right? But again, that phone numbers doesn't guarantee you an appointment, but it can help you filter out, right? It can help you master the approach. It can help you grow your confidence. It can help you be productive, and it can help you land an appointment, right? So don't think that, oh, I'm gonna do this. Rent say I have to get phone numbers, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get an appointment. No, it's not a guaranteed kind of thing, right? But I'm telling you, if you have 10 phone numbers or 15 phone numbers in 1 week, I'm pretty sure at least 3 of that phone numbers will reply and book an appointment for you, right? And if you're lucky, you're gonna get them your recruit. You're gonna be able to offer them our product. So yeah, because cold market is just one of the ways of booking an appointment, right? So I'm not telling you to focus on just cold market, because you can still do your warm, you can still do your 5 to 1, you can still do follow up, you can still focus on your existing clients, right? Because remember, now we have tons of products already. So just one policy review can give you more business as well in that existing client. So yeah, cold market is just one way. And for me, cold market is cold market is where I get most of my clients now. So yeah.
Oh, actually, we had 12 people earlier. Can we take a picture before other people leave?
Hi,
Sure.
Marian. Miss you.
What's that?
Yeah, so
I
we
said,
have
Marian, I miss
Yeah,
you.
pwede na tayo mag-Tagalog, Renz, kasi yung
Miss you
iba
all.
talaga
Kasi
kasi
wala na.
Pwede
Oh,
na ba? Sige.
okay,
we
pwede.
have
Okay, let's take a
also
picture
naubusan
first.
na ako ng English eh.
acknowledge, we have Raymond De Leon, one of our SVPs
Oh,
as
yes,
well.
yes.
Raymond,
Oh,
hi.
yeah.
Kuya
Ah.
Raymond, pa-picture tayo.
Okay, yeah,
Hi,
yeah.
Kuya Raymond.
And then we had Cynthia Kalinisan earlier
Yeah,
on.
I know. We had 12 people earlier, but
There you
it was
go.
like so. Hi, Kuya.
Tutulog na ako eh.
Because I just
Papahinga na.
Pag
Okay,
tumatanda na,
saan?
ganito. Yeah.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. And then let's do, I guess, heart.
Ano na?
Yeah,
Ganyan.
heart.
Jonathan, are you taking picture as well or no?
Yeah, I can take. Wait.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. And then we'll do a screenshot just
All
in
right.
case that. Okay, one more. Just 1, 2, 3.
Oh, screen.
And okay.
So just a follow-up question, Renz. Where are you licensed across Canada? You're from Alberta, right?
Apo.
Alberta, yeah.
Calgary or
Medicine Hat po, actually.
oh, okay. Imagine
Is that closer to Edmonton or Calgary, Renz?
Calgary.
Calgary. Okay.
Calgary po, yeah.
Okay.
Ano na kami, parang border na kami ng Saskatchewan. So next namin is Saskatchewan na.
Ayan, Tagalog na nga pala tayo.
So do you have a license in other provinces as well?
Yes po, I do have a license in Alberta, British Columbia, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Ontario, New Brunswick,
Ay, ang
and Nova
dami.
Scotia.
Okay,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
and
And
Dami.
do you
Why,
use
Marvin?
every single one of them?
Ano pa?
Do you get businesses from those provinces
Oh, yeah.
as well?
Mhm.
Yeah? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay, so you do a lot of virtual then?
Yes, mostly po
Yeah.
are virtual, yeah.
Yes, yeah. Okay. All right.
Oh.
So I think, Ramsey, do you have any more questions?
Go ahead. I'm just
I have a question, Renz.
yeah.
Yes po.
So I do the way you do. I'm good at getting numbers too. I'm not like intentionally when I go out, I can get 3 to 5 numbers and I book appointments too. But I'm thinking is sometimes we just talk to random people. We try to actually qualify them, right?
Mhm.
But the thing is, have you ever tried that, try to get the high level achiever, like, go to like restaurant managers or small business owner. You go there and talk to the business owner, talk to the manager instead of going to, we can do that. Go to the
Mhm.
Smart, just find someone who's you think is a good
Yeah.
product. But how about targeting the high level achiever already manager, the manager, okay, maybe he works at the a car salesman, targeting the managers there.
Yeah.
You tried that before, like talagang yung ang target mo yung high level achiever instead of
Mhm.
everyone.
The challenge about that po kasi is, especially if they're manager, usually they're not seen on the floor, right? Usually nasa office sila. So normally when I go out, I only see the ones that are working or minsan yung mga customers, right? But Sometimes I go to small businesses, and then that's where when I sell them the group benefit or the group insurance, right? For small businesses, I usually start with group insurance, like health insurance from Edge. Because from there you can start to build the conversation and offer them individual insurance, right? But in terms of like general approach, yeah, it's just usually employees and customers as well. So yeah, so in terms of high level mga ganyan, usually in-offer ko sa kanila is yung group insurance na mismo. Yeah.
So, clients and advisors mo, 90% Filipinos, or do you have other ethnic groups?
Yes po, parang mga ganon, may tatlo akong puti.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. But most of them are Filipinos, yeah.
Okay. Good. Marian, let's welcome back, Marian. Marian was with
Yes,
us
Marian,
and has
the rising
achieved
star.
Oh, wow,
Hi.
congrats.
I have a question for Renz. Hi, Renz.
Yes po.
So, I used to work in Great Way in 2020. And I stayed for like about a year or two.
Mga a year, yeah.
Yeah.
Year and a half.
And I left as an SMB. Now I'm going back like after how many years? 3 years. So what can you advise? Like what advice you can give me?
First of all, ate,
to
why did you decide to come back?
family matters, personal reasons and everything. So hindi kinaya, parang basta yun, ganon. But when I left, I went from different companies, but
Oh,
I
okay.
was just parking my license
Okay.
because I cannot decide yet to come back to Great Way that time. So I parked combined insurance, exterior. So I tried those. And
Okay.
I never, so you know what happened. So I never
Yeah.
see a home with them. That's why I came back. So, yun.
Yay!
So,
Ano
yun.
pala, ang pagbabalik.
Oo, yun.
Yeah.
So, parang,
Ang pagbabalik,
I don't
yeah.
know if there's somebody there in Great Way that did what I'm doing now, that going back after I left. So, I don't know. That's why
Yeah.
I'm pretty scared too.
I think ate, since ikaw in your experience, since nakita mo both sides kung ano ba yung meron yung ibang companies na meron sa Great Way, I think hold on to that kasi at least nakita mo na dito pa lang kay Great Way mas may advantage na. And I think the best way for you to really stay and be productive in the business is make sure you're consistently producing, kasi pag consistent yung ano mo, yung production mo, pag yung mindset mo na shift na kasi I'm pretty sure na shift na yung mindset mo na dito ka na talaga for Great Way kasi nakabalik ka na. Right?
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of you being more driven compared to before kasi
Yes.
ngayon na-experience mo na. So
Yeah.
hold on to that. Kasi iba na yung ano mo ngayon, iba na yung drive mo ngayon. And you're only gonna be able to do that if you're gonna put in the work. Right.
That's right.
So now na mas may experience ka na, I'm pretty sure may mga natutunan ka rin naman sa na experience mo sa iba. So use that as well. It'll make you kumbaga mas strong, 'di ba? And mas driven. So yun lang gawin mo. Kumbaga put in the work. Kung yung effort mo before is nasa 50% lang, ngayon gawin mong 100%, doblehin mo. Kasi you'll be surprised sa magiging result mo ate if you're gonna put in the work. Kasi sabi ko nga, walang result kung hindi ka magtatrabaho.
Yeah.
Right? Kahit na palagi kang nasa meeting, tinutulungan ka palagi nila Ate Josephine, if you're not gonna put in the work, hindi mo rin siya magagawa. So yeah, that's just my advice. Just put in the work kasi lahat ma-achieve mo if you're gonna work hard for it. Right? Wala namang ibang secret strategy or anything. Kasi lahat, I'm pretty sure yung mga sinabi kong strategy ko, nasabi na sa inyo ni Ate Josephine. That's not new to you guys. So, Kumbaga, ang common denominator lang namin is the reason why we're able to achieve what we achieve is because we put in the work and we really committed and we put time. So yun lang din yung pwede nyo sigurong gawin. Lahat ng mga natututunan nyo, i-apply nyo lang sa field, apply nyo lang sa work, and yeah, ma-achieve nyo rin lahat. So yeah,
Wow, nice.
Thank you.
Thank you. How about
Welcome
you,
po.
V? Did you have any questions, V?
No. All those questions that you asked earlier are really good, Kuya Jonathan. And yeah, I really appreciate the talk. It's a good reminder because sometimes we get kind of lazy and comfortable, and that's kind of where I've been at, and I tend to get busy with other things because I have a full-time job, but I'm not quite ready to leave my job yet. But
Yeah.
I think I can, if I'm really committed to it, I can put in the work because I don't have any young kids anymore. My kids are all old, and I do have a lot of time. I just need to learn how to
Yes.
manage it in the evening
Yeah.
instead of watching Netflix.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
yeah.
Or reading
Yeah.
my book because I read and I do all kinds of things. I bake and I do a lot of stuff, and I
Yeah.
need to figure out what my priorities are, right? And
Mhm.
I want Great Way to be one of them because my husband keeps
Yeah.
pushing, so he's getting mad.
Mhm.
Getting mad because I'm just sitting on. He said I'm just sitting on my butt on the couch and not working. Be working on Great Way anyway. So
Well, we actually
Yeah.
have a special guest because Yolanda is currently in the Philippines. How are you, Yolanda?
Wow.
Yeah, I'm currently in the Philippines, so it's my first time to have free time. So I said I will try my best to attend because I want to learn, even though I'm in the Philippines.
Okay. Well, good thing it's
Wow.
it's around 1 p.m. down there, right? So that's good.
Yeah, opo.
Okay.
But it's unfortunate that they were not able to approve my business while I'm in the Philippines. So I'll be back by
Oh.
January 2026. So,
Oh no.
but I will keep learning. It's like that.
All right. Thank you
Oh.
for attending. Sino pa?
Question, more
Kuya
question.
Raymond, baka may question ka, Kuya Raymond. Kuya Raymond is an SVP as well, Renz.
Hi
Same with
po, Kuya Raymond.
Jonathan.
Hi, hi everyone. Yeah. Oo nga.
Medyo,
Yeah, well, actually I was listening a while ago, but Reg, you did a great job in you know, giving us inspiration.
Baka Air
Thank you po.
Asia. Air Asia lang. May
Ah.
Air.
Jonathan, you can mute her. You
Air.
have control to mute her. Yeah.
So great. This business of ours is something that we need to really give more of our passion, and I can see that in you, and I can see that in many of our leaders here, and that's the reason why I became more enthusiastic, because all of us are become we're like what do you call this one? We're like sharpening iron, iron sharpening
Yeah.
iron, right? So it's really good. How I wish I could be, young as you are. Yeah.
You
But
are Kuya Raymond. It's all in
Yeah,
the
you
mindset.
are. The way you
Yes,
All
you're
in the
pronounce
young, Kuya.
mindset.
yeah, I've been trying to really focus on that I'm still young, pero lumalabas yung totoo eh. Yeah, but I enjoy this industry. I enjoy this profession, and my desire is to keep going, to keep going on this business. And when time comes, I'll say I'll hang up my gloves, and I hope I was able to give a good, a passing review for the next generation, right?
Yes.
Yes, you
So yeah,
have. Yes.
this is a great industry. It's especially when you have experience to deliver a death claim or a proceeds. You'll feel the satisfaction, the achievement that you have gone through over the years, and that is something that you will really cherish in your life. Yeah.
Mhm.
And this business also reminds us that we need to be emotional in some form of cases. Yeah, great talk, Renz. Appreciate that.
Thank you po. Thank you po.
Renz, is your wife also an advisor or
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask that. Yeah.
Not anymore po. Yeah, she's working on a different job na industry.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so
So
she
it's
was
just
at
me.
one point licensed?
Yes. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
But yeah. But she's helping me with clients once in a while. Yeah. But it's just me for now.
Oh, okay. Do you have children, Renz?
Wala pa po.
Wala pa po. Okay.
Oh, how young are you, Renz?
Ano na po, 36.
Wow,
bata
look at that.
Yeah,
Yes.
bata
Look at
pa.
that. That's good. You know, like
Oh boy, long
Oh
way to
boy.
go.
Kuya Raymond, ano ba yan?
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
You know, I'm not hiding my age, but I just turned 71. So half
Oh,
your age.
wow.
Yeah.
Really.
So, how old is Kuya Tony? Padilla. I
Siguro
think he's
past
older
80
than
na
you,
yun.
Kuya.
Hindi, mga 80 plus si Tony eh.
Yeah, 80 plus
I
na
think
siya. So.
81, 82, ganun.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Institution na.
Wow.
Now, Renz, do you have any high network clients or you just what's your average
High network po, wala masyado. May average premium siguro nasa mga ano lang, 130, 140.
ang
Yeah,
monthly
it's
contribution, which is good.
yeah.
And despite that, so how many basically cases do you close a month on the average?
A month, siguro I get 15 to 20.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh,
That's good.
wow.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, yun nga po. The challenge is even if I have numbers of cases, the premium is not that much. Kaya hindi ganun din kalaki yung commission, you know what I mean? So yeah. So I'm focusing on the
consistent.
number of
but in the volume,
Consistency, yeah.
that's the key is the volume,
yeah.
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And consistent.
Yeah, consistency and keeping those numbers as well, 15 to 20
Yeah.
a month.
So
Yeah.
when you
Kasi
present to let's say in a cold market, let's say out of 10, how many get to really sign up to be either a client or to do the business?
Cold market, siguro po, right now, I'm nag-increase na eh. Siguro out of 10. Before, I only get 2, 3. Ngayon, nasa mga 6, 5, 6 na.
Wow, that's a high. So
Wow. Okay.
what is the key, do you think, in the presentation or when you talk to them? What is key that will really get them to commit or to say, yes, I'd like to? What do you think? What are the tips you think that is important?
Yeah. I think it's giving emphasis on the benefits of the plan, especially the flexibility part. Kasi
Yeah,
that's
it
where
makes
a lot
sense.
of that's where a lot of people kumbaga nagja-judge sila kapag nag-offer ka na anything about investment, they feel like you have to put in more money, right? But if you give them the option that you can start how much money you want to put in, and then from there you can just increase it, then mas nagiging ideal for them. Instead of just giving them high premium upfront like options.
Right.
So yeah, that's why my premium is not that high. Yung mga ibang advisors are doing 200, 250 average premium. Ako, I'm only doing less than 150. Kasi I feel like it's easier for me to give them an affordable plan as long as they get it.
Yeah.
You know, kasi yeah, premium is always something that they can control naman or adjust later on. So yeah, so I think that's the main reason why they say yes to getting the policy kasi yung just focus on give emphasis on the benefits of the plan, especially the flexibility in terms of premium. So yeah.
So
And the persistency is high.
Yeah.
Because you know, a lot of agents are trying to get the business, right? And now it would be hard for them to really target those kind of things. And even even in the high net worth clientele, if they pay let's say 500 and above per month contribution, I think it will be hard for for other agents or
Yeah.
to get that business. Yeah. Renz, another question. With the volume of your business, no, how do you catch up with the compliance?
Mhm. Yeah, ano po, kasi compliance is hindi naman siya ganun complicated kung hindi ka matatambakan eh. So, the
Yeah.
reason kasi kung ba't siya nagiging
Yeah.
mahirap na for everyone to catch up is
Delayed.
because they're not doing it the right way. Diba?
Mm.
So, for example, you have, kahit na marami kang clients, if you're doing it the right way, right at that moment, you're not gonna have problems catching up. Right?
Mhm.
Kasi, I mean, just find ways to how effectively shorten not the presentation, but the duration of the meeting. Right? Kasi I've heard advisors it's taking them 3 hours to get one policy in place. Right? But for me, I can finish presentation, submit application 360 KYC in 1 hour. So
Wow.
I was able to master how to effectively finish an application in short amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
Kasi if you master that approach, you're gonna be more effective instead of putting your energy and effort in one
Yeah.
presentation. Because if you do that, you'll get exhausted. If it's taking you 3 hours to do one presentation per client, the next appointment you have, instead of taking that appointment, you'll be like, oh, I'm tired already. I'll do it tomorrow. Right? But
Yeah.
if you find ways on how to minimize the duration of the meeting and getting done in 1 hour, you can get 5 appointments or 5 clients in a day, and you're not
True.
gonna get exhausted,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I think that's where a lot of people are, alam mo yun, nag-struggle kasi
Yeah.
isang presentation lang, after nun pagod na sila.
Yes.
So tamad na silang mag-present ulit. So yeah, so if you're gonna do it that way, and if you're really gonna do all the paperworks in that specific day, not necessarily yung oras na yon, but siguro at the end of the day tapusin mo lahat, then hindi ka matatambakan, and it's not gonna be hard for you to catch up in terms of compliance and all that.
Yeah.
Good.
Good advice. Yeah. It's you know, para hindi natatambakan it's when you hold off, right? And then
Yes.
nagpa-pile up siya. Yeah, true.
Yes.
That's a really good activity to follow. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Sino pa? Ramsey, do you have any more questions?
It's good. I think what's good about what Renz mentioned, because he's practically said everything at the start, how he started and how did he go about doing the business, which is key. Really, it's just
Yeah.
the system is there. As you know, what good thing is Renz is really just following the system.
Yeah.
And look at it, he's top 5 all over country. So, you know, very phenomenal as far as your rise to, as I say, rise to stardom and rise to fame as far as your business is concerned. So, are you incorporated, Renz, or are you?
Yes po.
So you've incorporated already.
Yeah.
At what point?
I think it was actually last year lang po, 2023. Yeah, 2023, I think, yeah. Middle of
Okay.
2023.
I think probably when you went over the 100,000, right?
Apo.
Yeah, yeah. Because I think that's Marlon's base. You have to be minimum
At least, yeah.
100,000 and up, yeah, to incorporate. Yeah.
So Renz, you told me that you told us that usually you are more on in-person prospecting, right? So than like online Facebook. So my question is, do you intentionally go out every day to find 5 people?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yung
good.
sinabi
Yeah.
niya.
Like every day? Yeah.
Yes po. Sometimes I also do out of town. Like every month, meron akong sineset. Like last month, we were in Vancouver. Nag-drive kami kasama yung advisor ko. We stayed. We drove from Calgary to Vancouver. We stayed there for 5 days kasi bawat city, nag-stop kami, and then nakuha lang kami ng phone numbers. So yun. And then last naman, nagpunta kami ng Winnipeg. So every month, I always go out of town and stay there for 3 days just to look for cold market.
So
yeah.
do you qualify them kasi yung iba international student, yung iba open
Mhm.
permit permanent. Do
Yeah.
you qualify them if there's international student, do you still get their number or you just
Yes.
qualify the open work permit to permanent?
Mhm. So regardless of their status, if in the middle of the conversation nalaman mo na naka-international student lang sila or hindi sila work permit, wag mo, kumbaga, I still get their phone number. Kasi again, even if you don't get them to get the policy, you can ask for their referrals. Diba? So it's not gonna be an end game for everyone. If the situation does not permit them to be qualified, then I'm pretty sure they know someone who will. Right?
Mhm.
And that's where referral will come to play. So, kumbaga, regardless ano man ang malaman mo during the conversation, kunin mo pa rin yung number. Kasi even if hindi sila qualified, you can ask for referrals. So yeah.
Mhm.
And yeah, always follow up din. Kasi yung iba, yes, they're asking for referrals, but they don't follow up. So ako, even referrals, I put it in my calendar. So for example, nakausap kita ngayon, Kuya Jonathan. And then sabi ko, Kuya, mag-refer ka pala sa akin na para bigyan ka referral fee. And then obviously you're gonna say yes, right? And then what I'm gonna do is after 3 days, I'm gonna put it in my calendar. Nakalagay doon, follow up Jonathan referral. Para after 3 days, it'll show on my calendar. I'm gonna message you and say, hey, Kuya, kumusta po yung referral mo? Ganon. So every tao na nakakausap nyo, put it in the calendar.
So
Para makita nyo
you offer them referral fee.
Yes. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, the
Friends,
good
do
thing
you
about referral,
always do you call them or just text them?
text them po. So
You're
kung
good
makikita
at
mo
if
yung
Okay,
yes
go
po.
ahead. You're good at follow-up.
Yes, that's the key.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, kung makikita nyo yung cellphone ko, for example, yung conversation namin ni Kuya Ramsey, puro nakalagay doon, hi Kuya, kumusta? And then, hi Kuya, how's it going? And then, hi Kuya, good morning. Hi Kuya, kumusta? So I'm not gonna stop. You have to be persistent in terms of following up with your clients. Kasi ang mindset ko, hindi ako titigil mag-follow up hanggat hindi sila nagsasabi ng, Renz, stop texting me. Or
Yeah.
Renz, I'm not interested. Renz, I have this plan already. Stop texting me. So hanggat wala akong nare-receive na reply from them, I'm not gonna stop following up. Kasi you'll be
And
surprised. I have clients after 6 months of doing that, like yung thread, puro hi, kumusta, hi kuya, how are you? After 6 months, doon lang siya nag-reply. So imagine if I stop
Wow.
following up with
Stop,
that
yeah.
client, right? Kasi include that as part of your 5-to-1. Kasi 5-to-1, that doesn't mean na bagong client eh. 5-to-1 can be follow up. So for example,
Mhm.
nag 5-to-1 ka, umupo ka sa isang sulok, mag 5-to-1 ako ngayon. Check mo yung history ng messages mo, balikan mo, hi kuya, hi kuya, hi kuya, hi kuya. And then darating ang time magre-reply sila. Right?
Mhm.
So make it a point to really follow up. Even yung
A
for
habit.
example, make it a habit. So for example, nakausap kita ate, ilalagay ko sa calendar ko talaga after 3 days, follow up ate. Follow up ate sa referral. Right? So kasi kung hindi ka magpa-follow up, hindi nila mapag-aaksayan ng panahon na maghanap for you. Right? For example, if you talk to me and say, hey Renz, give me referrals. Siyempre ngayon sasabihin ko, sure. Pero after natin mag-usap, hindi ko na ipoproblemahin
Yeah.
yun. Diba?
Yes, you're
I'm not
serious
gonna,
about it.
Nakalimutan na.
yeah, exactly. So, but if you keep on reminding me, and nakikita ko na, nagpa-follow up na naman sa ating referral, at least it's easy for me to remember. So, pag may
Yes.
nakausap ako, madali kitang mabalikan kasi you're constantly reminding me about the referral. Right? Instead of just saying it once. So yeah, so make it a habit to follow up. Cold market man yan, for example, nakakuha ka ng phone number ngayon, hindi nag-reply. That doesn't mean he's not interested. That doesn't mean it's the wrong number.
Yeah.
Right? So
Okay.
continue mo lang i-follow up kasi you'll be surprised after weeks, months, magre-reply sila sa'yo and then sometimes sabihin ko nila, hi, who's this? Gaganon sila. Tapos doon mo sabihin, no, actually, we met at Superstore. I approached you about the side hustle. Do you have free time this week so I can explain the details? And then they'll be like, yeah, sure, I'm free tomorrow. See? Because you followed up. So
Mhm.
no reply means they're not interested. Sometimes they're just busy. Right? So don't think na kapag hindi sila nag-reply, they're not interested. Just
Mhm.
continue to follow up. So yeah,
Until they
Okay.
say the big no.
until they say the big no. Yeah. Because yun ang ano ko, pag hanggat wala silang sinasabing stop texting me or
yeah.
I'm not interested or leave me alone, I'm not gonna stop. Right.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah.
just be persistent in terms of following up with your clients.
How about the
Okay.
CRM system, Renz? Have
Mhm.
you taken advantage of that? Kasi di ba,
Yes po. So
Yeah?
I actually
Okay.
had 5 appointments ng TrueStage kasi kaka-contract ko sa TrueStage. And gumawa ko ng automated message, like ini-introduce ko yung product, and then sinend ko sa clients ko through CRM, and then yeah, I got 5 appointments for
Wow.
TrueStage in
Okay.
one day. So yeah, that's why you have to, in terms of the system, Kuya Jonathan mentioned it a while ago, CRM is one of the best
Yeah, I
tools that we
believe
have
that.
in Greatway. So maximize it. Kasi madali na lang naman ngayon mag-come up ng message. You can just chat GPT everything, right? Lagay mo lang, make a message to my clients about the
Yeah.
new product that we offer, and then yeah, copy paste.
Yeah.
And then yeah, that's where you get clients, especially now that we're introducing new products every now and then. So that's an opportunity for you to introduce it to your existing clients. Para at least again, that's one way of getting an appointment, right?
So how many leads generations do you have now in your CRM?
What do you mean leads generation po?
Hindi ba tawag doon leads generation ba yun or
Yeah,
your contacts
leads.
doon sa CRM?
Yung contacts? Oh, I
Yes,
don't know.
yeah.
Nasa
That's
mga
the
ano na
leads.
po.
Couple of thousand
Yung
na.
yung contacts number,
Yeah,
madami na.
madami na. Okay.
Parang
So,
ano na.
yeah. So
Sige pa.
itong there's quite a few attendees here that are still working full time. So anong maisasuggest mong target number of applications per month for part-timers? Kasi
Per month,
you're full-time 15 to 20. How about part-timers?
yes. I'd say I'll do it per week para mas may
Okay.
momentum.
4.
I-target nyo at least 1 application per week.
Okay. So 4 a month.
Kasi wag nyong isipin na it's a burden na ang hirap, ayoko, wala akong time. Kasi guys, it's a commission. 1 appointment is commission. So bakit nyo aayawan yung commission? Right? So
Yeah.
the only thing na kailangan yung i-put in to the work is yung documentation, Zoom call, meeting, that's it. Pero ang kapalit nun, mas malaki pa minsan sa full-time job nyo. Right? So wag niyong isipin na parang burden siya to find 1 appointment per week. Ang mindset niyo dapat is 1 appointment so I can get more commission, so I can get more income, so I can help pay all my bills. Right? So pag iba yung mindset nyo, if you shift your mindset from this is a burden or to this is an opportunity for me to earn, you'll be surprised you're not just gonna get 1 appointments per week. You'll get more. Right. So yeah, it's lang naman, mindset lang naman. Kumaga, mindset ba?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Mindset.
don't feel like it's a burden for you to get 1 appointment if you're working multiple jobs. Kasi it's actually an opportunity for you to earn
It's
more.
the pipeline, di ba? The pipeline. The
Yes,
pipeline should be
exactly.
filled.
Yes. So yeah. Even sa mga advisors, like if for those full-time advisors, like I said, if your goal is meron kang masettle na policy, ang goal mo dapat every Monday may pumapasok kang income. That's where you build the momentum. Kasi kung every day may income kang dumarating, I'm pretty sure you'll always be in the leaderboard. Kasi sometimes yung commission na yon, it's not just about the number of settled policies. Sometimes it's the number of written cases. Right? So yeah, i-maximize yun. Kasi if your goal is to settle 1 policy per week, that's tons of application or appointments in a week. Right? Kumbaga, kung titingnan mo, kung if you-filter mo talaga. Right? So kung every week, ini-aim nyo na may pumasok sa bangko nyo na commission, you'll be surprised na mabilis kayo mag-grow sa business. So yun yung i-goal nyo. Start from there. 1 settled policy per week. And then from there, 2 settled policies per week. Kung kaya nyong 5 settled policies in a week, that's better. Diba? You have to start from somewhere. At least meron kang at least isa per week.
Good. Thank you.
So do you have more
Gateway office ang
active-
pinakamalapit sa'yo?
Ano
Calgary.
po, Calgary ay Brooks actually, pero hindi masyadong active ang Brooks eh. So
Okay, so Calgary.
Calgary, yeah.
Okay. So, how about the attendance of your team on a weekly basis?
We do it every Monday. Hindi po lahat, obviously, hindi naman din lahat tumaten, pero I
Okay.
get siguro average mga 8, 7, 8, 9,
Mhm.
ganyan.
Okay.
But yeah, and even if they don't attend, I try to talk to them individually kasi sometimes mas effective yon kapag
Mhm.
weekly check-ins with each of them. Kasi mas nakakapag-focus ka sa mga needs nila, sa mga struggles nila sa business. So yeah, I also put it in my calendar every week to make sure I'm doing weekly check-ins with my students and my advisors on top of the group meeting na parang ganito.
So Renz, when you're out there, you feel, well, yung 3 places your favorite na nagpo-prospect ka. Anong 3 places na,
Ano po?
you always like to go there, Some people,
Yes.
I don't know how effective food court too. I usually go to gas station and Walmart like you.
Oh,
For you, what is your, favorite place to prospect? 3.
ano po? Mall, Canadian Tire, and Superstore.
So, anong mall? Sa food court or just, walking?
Lahat po. Kasi sa isang mall, ang dami mong makukuha phone number doon. Sometimes
So,
pupunta ka sa each of the stalls. Pupunta ka doon,
yeah,
kunwari
kasi you just
magtingin.
walk. Yeah.
Yeah, magtingin ka kunwari ng jacket and then tanong mo na siya.
okay.
Di ba? Tapos lipat ka ulit ng ibang shop. Ganun ulit. So, yeah. In one day, I'm pretty sure makakakuha ka.
Okay.
It's like window shopping.
Window
Yes, it's like
shopping. But
window
you don't
shopping,
go there like,
basically.
say, store. You talk to the manager. You just basically.
No.
Oo.
Kasi, I don't know. I tried it na manager directly ang kausapin. But yeah, it's not effective for me. Usually either customers or employees.
Okay.
Ang ano.
Mm.
Yeah. But yeah, the good
Amazing.
thing about cold market is you can always experiment, 'di ba? Baka
Yeah.
hindi effective sa akin to talk to the managers, but maybe if you try it, maybe sa inyo may effect kasi I mean, wala namang ano walang kumbaga anong tawag dito? It's really up to you. Kumbaga walang rule or walang ano bang term 'yun? Walang formula, right? Kung ano yung effective na pag-approach. Kaya nga sabi ko, it's like a playing field for us kasi pwede tayong magkamali, pwede tayong mabulol, pwedeng maging pangit yung approach natin. Pero at the end of the day, hindi malalaman ng iba. Ikaw lang ang makakaalam ng pagkakamali mo. So, alam mo yun, hindi nakakaya. So, if ay, pangit yung mali ko dun na. So, at least ma-change mo on your next approach. Diba? So, you can be creative. Pwede mong gawing upfront. Pag hindi nag-work sa'yo yung upfront, pwede kang mag-build ng relationship ng konti. Diba? Kung sa tingin mo naman na mas effective sa'yo na nag-build mo na ng relationship, then do it. Diba? I'm not saying naman na don't build relationship. Kumbaga, ako lang personally on my experience, it didn't work for me. Kaya, I stopped building relationship. Kasi I found out na mas effective na mag-build ng relationship if client ko na sila. If recruit ko na sila, then that's the time we're gonna build the relationship. Instead of building the relationship first, talk to them for a few months, 6 months, and then ask them the question and they say, no, I'm not interested. So parang
Yeah.
nasasayangan ako.
Yes.
Parang ganun. For me, parang
Yeah.
nasasayangan ako
Oh,
dun sa
that's
time.
true. Yeah.
Right? So yeah, I mean, it's up to you kung paano nyo ma-discover yung right approach. Right? Kasi iba-iba naman tayo ng kumbaga what's gonna work for us, right? So yeah, just malalaman nyo lang yun if gagawin nyo. So try it tomorrow kung hindi nyo pa ginagawa. Try nyo lumabas tomorrow. Kuha lang kayo, mag-experiment kayo. Kahit dalawang phone number lang in one day. Right?
Rez,
Try nyo lang yung approach.
do you introduce yourself as a financial advisor or no?
If they ask po.
If they ask lang.
So usually ang script is, for example, ikaw ate, hi ate, kunwari, hi, hey, this is so random, but can I ask you a question? Are you by chance looking for a side hustle? Ano lang, as in so
sure.
random.
Just ganun lang.
Diba?
Oh.
Pag sinabi niyang for sure, sometimes they're gonna say, what are
Oh.
we selling? Or what is the job? Ganun sila, diba? So sometimes what I say is, it's more on finance. And then I cut it. Tapos sabi ko lang, yeah, if you want to get your number, so we can set up a Zoom call, so I can explain all the details to you, and then you can decide from there. And then yeah, sometimes they're just gonna give okay, sure. And then they're gonna give you their number. Sometimes you'll find someone who's gonna ask you in detail, like what type of job, what do we offer, how does it work, right? It's up to you if you wanna disclose everything, but sometimes for me, we've been told that we have to build that curiosity. So that's where you say, yeah, I'll explain everything to you when we meet up, right? And then once they give you their phone number, just tell them, yeah, thank you. By the way, I'm Renz. And then yeah, I'll message you and then we'll go from there. That's it.
Do you
No.
give your business card or
No.
Yeah.
how do you get their
Uh,
phone? You want them to like type in their
yeah,
phone number to you?
sometimes I ask them, sometimes they get my phone, right?
Then
But
type
yeah,
it.
always make sure to get their number. If they say, do you have a card or something? Just tell them, oh, I left it in my car. If you want to get your number real quick, right? So I can message you. If they say, I'll just get your number, just tell them, pwede mo bang i-miss call or text mo ako para makuha ko rin yung number mo. Make sure na meron kang number nila kasi if you just give your number, there's no guarantee
Yeah,
that they're gonna message you, right? So
true.
always make sure to get their number. So yeah, in terms of business cards, I don't give out business cards because normally what they're gonna do is they're gonna search the company right away,
Yeah.
right? And we know what's gonna happen if they search Greatway online, right? So sometimes if you do that, they'll message you last minute and say, "Hey, actually, I decided to not do this, and I realize I'm busy with other job or other things." So you're not gonna book the appointment, right? So yeah, just tell them you left it in your car or I left it somewhere. But yeah, just ask for their phone number.
So you don't reveal the company.
No. Sometimes they're gonna ask, which company do you work for? And then I just say, oh, we actually work with different companies. And I'll explain to you everything once we meet up. That's it.
So you did tell them, okay, I'm an independent broker
No.
or advisor? No.
If they ask me what job is it, sometimes I just tell them it's more on finance.
Yeah. If you
But
say insurance, they will be scared.
yes,
Yeah.
but if the client is really, what is it, makulit, like gusto nilang malaman, then just tell them, oh, we're independent financial advisor. So we offer insurance and investment products, and we get commission for every products we offer. So yeah, so it's a good side hustle. And that's where you're gonna, kumbaga, i-explain mo siya in a way na magiging interesting pa din. Sometimes sinasabi ko, pag makulit si client, sinasabi ko na, it's a commission-based, but commission is high. It can go up to 8,000, 10,000, which is true, right? It can go up to that much. So it's a good side hustle. So yeah, even if you only get one client in a month, that's pretty much a good extra job income. And then yeah, sasabihin, kasi stop ko na agad. Don't wait for them to ask another question. Kumaga, interrupt them and just tell them, yeah, I'll just get your number real quick and then we can set up a Zoom call. Kumbaga, bibitinin mo sila, pero make sure na pag umalis ka, may number ka nila. Right? Again, this will not guarantee you an appointment. Sometimes, yes, they're gonna give your number or give their number, pero after a few minutes, magre-reply sila na, oh, I don't think it's for me, I'm not interested, then just offer them referral. Right? So it's not always gonna be an end game. So every conversation with your client, always end it with a referral. So even if that cold market said, oh, I realize that I'm busy with work, I don't think I can accommodate you. Just tell them, oh, sure, no worries. Do you know someone who's interested? Right? If you give me someone, I'll give you a referral fee. So you still have extra income.
Do you tell
Right? So
them
even
how
if
much the referral fee?
no, sometimes they're gonna ask, just tell them it depends. Yeah.
Depends on the premium.
Yeah, but because they didn't even get the opportunity to book the appointment for you, right? But
Yeah.
if you're with, like, for example, you're my client already and we're doing policy review and then I offer you referral, then that's the time I can be detailed in terms of the referrals, right? But if it's just cold market and then just they're asking you right away how much is the referral, I just tell them it depends. When are you free so I can explain it to you? So at least you're still able to land an appointment with them, right? So yeah,
Do you
just
prospect more Filipinos or different
mix.
nationalities?
Actually, in terms of cold market, I normally ask numbers from foreigners, mga puti or ibang lahi. Kasi pag Pinoy, minsan pag Pinoy, pag kinausap mo na gano'n, feeling nila agad scam. So, mas na-stress lang ako minsan pag nagko-cold market ako ng Pinoy.
O
So,
kaya tatanungin, baka Kangen water yan
mga ganun agad sila. So, one way of pre-qualifying, tinitingnan ko pag Pinoy, hindi ko yan lalapitan. Usually, nilalapitan ko mga ibang lahi. So, yun. So, yeah, you still do, pre-qualify, kumbaga, pre-qualify ba yung term? Kung, for example, nakita mo, i-assess mo na.
Yeah.
Lalo pag Pinoy, usually hindi ako nagko-cold market ng Pinoy. Nagko-cold market ako ng Pinoy kapag bata, like mga 20 plus. Kasi pag 20 plus na Pinoy, mas open sila sa opportunity eh. Pero pag yung mga matanda na like 40 plus, feeling nila agad scam na yan. Kapag nag-offer ako, feeling nila scam. So, hindi siya effective for me ng mga ganong age bracket. So, nagko-cold market ako ng Pinoy kung mga tipong mga Gen Zs, mga ganyan. Gen Z, mga millennials, kasi mas sila interested sila to earn extra income. So yeah. So you still have to, in a way, kumbaga i-assess mo pa din, 'di ba? Pero yeah, malay mo
May
naman, 'di ba?
advisors ka ng puti?
Meron po. Actually, nakuha ko yun sa gym, sa Good Life, cold market lang din. Yeah, I don't know yung pinost ko na client testimony, yung si Kyle.
Yes, yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, yun siya lang nag-change oil siya sa akin. So tapos yun,
Saka
nagkita kami sa gym.
they said statistics says that Gen Zs mostly Gen Zs they want themselves to be their boss.
Yes. Totoo po 'yan. Kaya mas
More
appealing sa
open.
kanila kapag in-offer mo yon yung side hustle.
It gives them time freedom and the boss.
That's why. So yun yung mga age bracket usually na kino-cold market ko.
So Renz, how do you handle sabi mo yung AGA mo, di ba, left, right? How do you handle yung mga leaders that you look up to and suddenly it's gone or they left, right? How do you handle yourself personally?
Ako, kasi iba-iba naman tayo ng mindset ng thinking. So siguro kaya sila nag-quit dahil hindi na nila nakikita yung, alam yon, iba na yung mindset nila or may nakita sila na feeling nila mas maganda sa atin ngayon. Pero ako kasi I'm at the point na parang kung umalis kayo, I'm gonna stay no matter what. Kasi proven na sa akin, nakita ko yung potential, nakita ko yung result, nakita ko yung nangyari sa akin because of this company. And so kumbaga wala na akong reason for me to quit or maghanap pa ng iba. So kung umalis sila, that's their decision. I'm not gonna be against it, but that's it's not gonna be a reason for me to follow them. So yeah. Kumbaga, focus on yourself. So kahit na yung AJ mo umalis, kahit na yung leader na nilook up mo umalis, that doesn't mean it's not for you. You don't need to follow them. As long as ikaw mismo sa sarili mo alam mo kung ba't ka nandito and naniniwala ka.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? So yeah.
So aside from your own AGA, sila Prel and Marlo and Marlon, I guess, our CEO or lead mentor. Do you connect with other leaders or do you have?
Yes po.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Sinong mga
yeah.
mo?
Sila Kuya Henaro, sila Ate Pearl.
Okay.
Sila Geraldine Santos.
From
Yan.
the
And
Calgary office kasi, right?
Apo, sila Geraldine Camposano, taga po sila, Ontario.
Ontario ba yan? Okay.
Sila, sino ba? Yeah, sila Fafila.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Apafila is from
Calgary.
Calgary, yeah. Okay.
Apo. Yeah, actually, in fairness naman sa atin, madali lang naman mag-reach out sa mga leaders. Kumbaga, hindi mo mafe-feel na parang intimidating sila or anything. So yeah, kumbaga, yeah, surprisingly, madali lang naman mag-connect. Kaya I always tell my advisors then na huwag kayong mahiyang mag-connect sa ibang leaders kasi it's not just me who's gonna help you. There's tons of advisors or leaders who can help you. So, huwag kayong mahiyang mag-reach out sa kanila.
So, Renz, do you own your place before Greatway or after Greatway?
After po.
Okay, so lately, before nagre-rent ka, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then when you decided to buy a place, kailan ka nag-decide, oh, it's time for me to buy it?
Ayun po, nung nag-start na ako, siguro mga 2-3 years. 2 years, 3 years, ganyan. Yeah. And then, ano pa ba? Yun kasi, syempre, yun yung mga perks, or di ba perks, pero isa sa mga opportunities na mabibigay sa'yo ng business, right? So, you'll be able to do that. You'll be able to travel. You'll be able to buy things na hindi mo nabibili before. You'll be able to have that time freedom, financial freedom. So, yeah. It's just so happened na nag full-time ako agad, kaya mabilis. Alam mo yun. So, I feel
So,
yun yung
nag-full-time ka, your MB, SMB, or at that time na you decided?
CFT lang po.
Oh, CFT. Oh.
Yeah. I'm not even MB yet. CFT lang, so SA. Kaya yun.
So if you're SFP, there's no reason not to to go full-time.
Yes. Actually, yun nga po, na-mention ko kanina, kasi ang mindset ko nun, gusto kong maging kagaya nila. And syempre, ang titinan mo, ano bang ginagawa nila na dapat kong gawin? And doon ko nalaman na lahat sila full-time. And so, nag-quit ako agad. Nag-full-time ako right away. Diba? Kumbaga, yun yung yung mindset. Dapat, kung gusto kong maging sila, dapat gawin ko yung ginagawa nila. And yun yung isa doon is full-time silang lahat.
Do you ever think that, do I have like a 6 months emergency fund, ganyan ba, before I quit? Inisip mo ba yun? Or you just...
No, actually, I didn't. To be honest, kumbaga hindi pa ako ganun ka-mature in terms of mag-isip kung paano yung... Kumbaga ako yung tipo ng tao kasi na bahala na. Kahit wala akong savings, wala akong emergency fund. I didn't... Yeah, actually, ngayon na tinatanong mo yan, dapat pala inisip ko yun, no? Pero back then, hindi ko yun inisip. Like, to be honest, I was like...
So, wala ka talaga emergency fund?
Wala, as in. Pero kasi kuya, ang mindset ko nun, ang goal ko talaga kasi kahit naman hindi ako mag-quit ng grade 2, wala rin naman ako emergency fund. Kahit naman hindi ako mag-grade 2, wala rin naman ako emergency fund. 'Di ba? So, ano magiging difference kung magki-quit ako sa 3 kong job at mag-full time? Magkakaroon ba ako ng emergency fund? Hindi rin naman. 'Di ba? Pero ang mindset ko noon is imposibleng hindi ako magka-income in 1 month. Kung meron akong 30 days to look for at least one client. So, yun yung ko talaga noon, yun lang yung naging mindset ko na ngayon pa na ang buhay ko nakasalalay na sa Great Way, kailangan ko talaga magpursige. So you have that drive compared to, okay lang, wala akong client this week, may income naman ako sa McDo. Diba? So iba yung iba yung gigil mo pag ganun. So yun yung sinasabi kong reason kung ba't iba yung drive ko sa business, kasi nga, my life depends on Great Way. So kung hindi ako nag-client, wala akong pambayad ng bills, wala akong pangkain, wala akong emergency fund. So, kaya kailangan kong mag-client. So, iba yung drive ko talaga nung time na yon. Kaya, yun din yung sinasabi kong reason kung ba't mabilis yung growth ko, kasi nga, iba yung drive ko. Iba yung, kumbaga yung gutom ko, kumbaga, sa business. Right? But, sabi ko nga, anong tawag dito, pwede nyo rin ma-feel yung drive na yon kahit na meron kayo ibang work. For example, may iba pa kayong work ngayon. I-try nyo, ano tawag ito? Isipin nyo na wala kayo ibang work, wala kayo income, kundi Great Way lang. Kung ibahin nyo yung isip nyo na gano'n na, sige, isipin ko, try ko this month, kunwari, wala akong ibang income. Try kong idepende yung income ko sa Great Way ngayong buwan na to. Yung lang ganong pag-shift lang ng mindset nyo na yun, I'm pretty sure makakakuha kayo ng 1 client in 1 month. At least. Diba? So try nyo lang. And then, kung nagawa nyo, kaya ko pala. Then, maybe, try nyo i-consider magbawas ng work or magbawas ng oras. hanggang sa makuha nyo na yung momentum na every week na kayong may nasisettle, that's the time na you guys can fully commit with all your jobs. Right? So try nyo muna, i-practice nyo na, isipin nyo kunwari wala kayong ibang work, kundi Greatway lang. Mag-iiba yung ano nyo, yung drive nyo.
Hindi, ang
Yeah.
advantage din kasi ng having an employment before you become a homeowner, nakakatulong din kasi yung income ng employment combined with your business income for qualification sa purchase, right? So yun lang.
Yes, tama.
Oo, kaya baka mas maganda na after you become a homeowner, that's when you would consider transitioning to full-time. But again, it depends on your emergency funds.
But Rez,
Yeah.
how about you? Yung bumili ka ng bahay, may trabaho ka bang full-time o wala na? Because
Hindi po, kasi
qualifying OBIT, diba?
nakaka-income na ako sa Greatway nun, kuya, nung
malaki na.
2 years na ako sa business nun.
I think nasa 100,000 ka na noon, right?
Opo, kasi when I decided to fully commit, consistent 6-figure income na ako, never na ako bumaba ng 6-figure.
Yeah.
So they don't consider, kasi hindi na nila consider yung job mo, yung mismo
kasi
Greatway
nga,
na lang, right?
Yeah, enough na yung business income. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, so yun din yung nakatulong kung bakit consistent 6-figure, because imagine nyo, wala ka ng ibang work kundi Greatway. So wala ka ng ibang gagawin kundi maghanap ng appointment ng client. Right? So yun talaga yung naging yun yung naging major factor.
Mag-quit na tayo, Jonathan.
Yeah, Rez, yung mga appointment mo, more on the office, coffee shop, or Zoom? Which one is more?
I'd say Zoom.
Yeah, I think everybody's doing Zoom now. Yeah.
Pero yeah, kung ang client naman is nasa Edmonton lang, I can drive. Pwede kong puntahan. Kumbaga, ako kasi I don't mind driving eh. Kahit nga kung may client ako sa BC, sa Vancouver, pero alam kong magbibigay ng maraming appointment at marirecruit ko, pupuntahan ko. So yeah. And then yeah.
How
So
far,
combination.
yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yes po.
Hindi, go ahead, sorry.
Hindi. Yun lang po yun. Yung pupuntahan
Yun
ko.
sa Vancouver. Okay. Is it 15 hours to Vancouver?
From Medicine Hat po, 15, yes. Pero kung sa Calgary ka na, mga 12 na lang.
Kaya lang, sa bagay, if you're gonna get 5 clients or so, right? Why not?
Yes. Saka ang kagandahan po doon, marami kang madadaanan.
Yes.
Dadaan kang Kelowna, Golden,
So
ganun, Chiliwa.
do you usually travel with other members para naman?
Opo, meron pa ako isang ka-advisor na full-time na rin. So sa team namin, dalawa kaming full-time na. So siya yung nakakasama ko palagi nagko-cold market.
Okay. That's nice.
But sometimes I just go alone. Depende.
So pag nagko-cold market kayong dalawa, I mean, you just basically, kayong dalawa o you separate?
Yes, ang kagandahan kasi noon, kaya maganda yung dynamics namin dalawa.
Role playing.
Actually, babae kasi siya.
Okay.
So, ako ang kino-cold market ko, lalaki lang. Siya ang kino-cold market niya, babae lang. Kasi ako, I find it more effective kung ang kino-cold market ko is lalaki. Kasi pag ang kino-cold market ko, babae, minsan nagkakaroon ng misconception na, kinukuha mo lang yung number ko. Alam mo yun, yung kasi gusto mo lang akong anuhin. So, parang hindi magkaroon ng ganong misconception. Focus na ako sa lalaking cold market. Tapos siya, since babae siya, lalaki yung cold market niya. Kaya kapag kami nagsama, walang competition. Kasi, kumbaga, sa akin lalaki, sa iyo babae. Right?
Okay.
So, yun.
Paano kung may nakita kang mag-asawa? Do you do cold market them? Halimbawa, mag-asawa, may anak, nakita mo.
Pag ako lang kinukuha ko, pero pagkasama ko siya, binibigay ko sa kanya.
Okay.
So, yun yung dynamics namin. Pero pag ako lang, lalaki and mag-asawa. Sometimes babae, pero pag babae yung tipong hindi ako paghihinalaan ba? Yung, for example, medyo may edad na or alam mo yun.
Alam mo, ginagamit ko kapag meron akong gustong approach na, let's say, syempre lalaki, ganyan. I usually start off with oh, my husband and I have a business, ganon, right? So
Yeah,
alam
that's a good
nila,
one.
yon, right? So talagang, kasi talagang yung perception talaga, pagka nag-approach ka, oops, may,
Yeah.
so, right, like, excuse me, ganon, right?
Uh,
So magandang, ano yun,
mm.
yeah. So, ayan, ako, 10 o'clock na. So, you guys want to continue? Mukhang available pa si Renz, wide awake.
Very
At saka,
interesting.
free time naman, right? I mean, freedom kasi walang commitment tomorrow.
So,
Walang
so
Yes.
employment.
Renz, if you're prospecting, if they, said no, you just, call it off, or you try to, combat the objections.
Uh, Ako kuya, pag nag-no na sila, for example, in person cold market and nag-no na sila, then hindi na ako nagpipilit.
Okay. Mm.
Mm.
Pero kung nag-no sila, for example, nakuha mo yung number, tapos in the middle nag-no sila, then that's the time you can offer referral. Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes kasi mafe-feel nyo eh. Like for example, nandun na kayo sa situation. Mafe-feel nyo, makikita nyo masisense nyo yung ano eh, yung anong tawag doon, yung situation kung kailangan nyo na bang mag-back off or kung kailangan nyo pang i-push. So it's up to you, mafe-feel nyo yun. Pero most of the time kapag nakita ko na si client hindi interesado na parang irritable siya or anything, hindi ko na pinupush. Kasi yun ang kagandahan doon. There's no hard feelings kung nag-no siya. Kasi wala namang relationship na na-build. Hindi ka nagsayang ng oras sa kanya. Right? So it's okay na mag-no siya at makapag-move forward siya kagad. Compared kung nag-usap kayo ng mga weeks, ng months, tapos hindi siya pumayag, minsan maano ka pa, madidisappoint ka pa. Madadamay pa yung yung emotions mo. Right? So yun yung kagandahan. Kapag nag-no sila, then it's okay. Find someone who will be interested.
Do you still do the prospecting every day? Or meron ka ng clients talaga or referral, or you don't do that every day now, katulad noon dati? Or you still do it daily? Or not
Yung
anymore?
anong klaseng prospecting po?
Di ba, if you're building clients, you're prospecting, you're going out every day intentionally, di ba?
Oh,
Ginagawa
yeah.
ba hanggang ngayon yun? Or because you have so
Yes.
many
Ngayon
clients,
po
hindi mo ginagawa?
Ngayon na medyo pag nakita mo kasi schedule ko ngayon, sobrang puno na yung ano ko, yung schedule ko. So hindi na ako nakakalabas. Pero pag for example, free ako may 3 hours ako na bakante, minsan lumalabas pa rin ako. Kasi kumbaga madali na lang naman yun, lalo maliit lang yung city. So punta ka lang ng Walmart or punta ka lang ng Superstore. Ikot ka lang ng isang ikot, 'di ba? So ganun. Kumbaga that's one way na makahanap ka talaga ng appointment. Kasi sabi ko nga, especially if, for example, the following week, chinek mo yung calendar mo, wala ka pang sure na masisettle, then ngayon palang week na to, mag 5 to 1 ka na, lumabas ka na para meron ka mabook na appointment for next week. So yun, just kumbaga plan ahead, makikita mo naman yun eh.
So you don't use Facebook and LinkedIn because some, like Erica Lam usually use
Yeah.
Facebook. So you
For
don't have
me,
that.
personally, I don't do cold market sa sa social media. Once in a while, kapag yung for example, may time ako mag-scroll, minsan nangungumusta ako. Pero hindi siya yung intentional na gagawin ko mag-cold market ako ngayon. Hindi. Mas more on in person ako. Yeah. Ang challenge kasi sa social media ngayon, lalo na ngayon, I'm pretty sure maraming mga nag-a-add sa inyo, tapos pag check niyo yung profile nila, mga nagtitrade. Alam mo yun, mga trader, ganyan.
Yeah.
So, kumbaga, ang isip ko, kaya ako in-add nito, kasi gusto niya ako i-recruit.
Yeah.
So feeling ko pag nag-add ako, ganun din yung isip nila sa akin na pag tinignan nila yung profile ko, nakita nila na insurance ako, i-recruit ako nito. So kumbaga dahil alam ko yung feeling, ayokong gawin. Alam mo yun, yung kaya mas maganda na in person kasi wala silang prior idea about me. Kasi hindi man nila alam kung anong work ko, kung saan ako nag-work. So mas madali ka makabook ng appointment. Diba? So yun.
Okay.
All right.
So,
Interesting.
interesting. Thank you so much. Nako,
Thank you
ang
so much,
daming,
Renz.
oo.
We learned
Welcome po.
a lot from you, and how we wish we could ask the others to join.
That's okay, Renz. This
Unfortunately,
is recorded, so I can share it with you, unlisted. Okay, so you can share it with anyone to.
Sige po.
Yeah. So unlisted, gawin ko sa YouTube, unlisted the people who just have the link. So at least we
Okay.
can, some people na hindi nag-attend, siguro they will learn a lot from this.
Okay po.
Okay.
all
Nako,
right.
since nandito si Kuya Raymond, siguro bigyan tayo ni Kuya Raymond ng blessings.
Okay, Kuya Raymond.
Yeah, that's for sure. It's a pleasure. Yeah. Sige, Renz, maraming salamat. Thank you so much. We've learned. I believe everyone, learned a lot of things tonight. And yeah, alam nyo it's all by God's grace. Kaya tayo, we are still here. We're still pushing through, and we still have the stamina. Especially at my age right now. I want to bring some more, right? So it is all by God's grace. So pasalamat tayo sa Panginoon. Yeah. Okay? Sige.
Okay.
Hallelujah. Father, we thank you for this time that we can get together. We thank you for the day that has been. Father, it is your desire that we hear from each and every one of us, especially from Renz. Lord, I pray that all those topics or subjects that we have discussed, Lord, that you will create something really good out of it. We ask for divine favor. We ask, God, that you will continue to guide us through in every step of our way. I pray, Father, that you will allow us to enjoy this wonderful industry that you have put us in. I pray, Lord, that you will bring favor after favor to all of us. Lord, we are so thankful that in this kind of meeting, we can sharpen our skills. We can encourage one another. We can actually move forward because we are inspired. We are inspired by the wonderful gifts that you have given to our speaker, to Renz. And Lord, we just continue to ask that you open the floodgates of heaven and release blessing upon blessing to each and every person that are here right now, and even to those associates that we are inviting. Lord, we pray, God, that you will allow us to enjoy the abundance of your grace. So, Father, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We thank you for Renz. We thank you for his wonderful testimony, for his wonderful skills and talents in this industry. I pray, God, that you will continue to bless him. So, Father, thank you. And as we go to our respective bed right now, we pray for a good night rest, a sound sleep, because tomorrow is a new day, another hope, a day of blessing. So, Father, into your hands, we commit ourselves to you and the family that we represent. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Oh,
Amen.
Thank you, Kuya.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you
po.
so much.
Kuya,
Okay.
last question. 3 questions. Ikaw, Kuya.
Pahabol pa.
Do you think good?
All the time.
All the
All the
time.
time. And say good.
All the time.
All the
All the
time.
time. Do you do good?
All the
All the
time.
time.
Do you look good?
All
All the time. God is good.
God is
God is
good.
good.
All the time.
All
And
the
all
All
time.
the time.
time.
God is good.
That is
All
good.
right.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Renz.
Oh, thank you so
We
much,
learned a lot
Renz.
So
Thank
from
you,
much,
you.
everyone.
Renz, everyone.
Thank you po.
Yeah.
Very fruitful meeting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sige, nako,
Bye.
thank
Good
you
night.
talaga.
Thank you po.
Appreciated, Renz, and we wish you continued growth and success ahead. Nako, God
Thank
bless
you po.
you.
Sa inyo din po lahat.
Thank you
Kaya
so
natin
much.
yan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Sige po.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Good night,
Thank you.
Thank you po.
everyone.
Good
Thank you
night.
for
Night.
attending.
Night.
Bye.